Okay, again, so we're using the small tip to just outline all of the dark, bold lines here. I'm not cutting through any of this dark area, and I'm working very slowly and carefully so that I don't accidentally cut any lines that I want to keep. For instance, his head is attached to the top of the shell here, and I was really careful to make sure that it stays attached to this piece. So this bold black line is going to run straight into this one. Okay, as you can see here. Those are connected. There's a break. So now I'm going to continue down here and I'm going to trace this to make a break in it. Okay, so I'm always turning it, making sure that I'm cutting away from my hand. Okay. Right? So now that I've used the small tip to outline my bold line carefully, it's a good idea to keep your actual sketch nearby just to glance at it if you lose sight of your lines on here. Okay, so I just carefully basically outlined all of my bold areas here, but I want to keep all of that dark. Okay, so I want to keep all of this and so on, but I want to remove everything that I want to stay white. So now I'm going to go ahead and empty out or clear out my negative space. Okay, so again, to change the tip on your brayer, you're just going to loosen this up. There's a screw at the top, you're going to loosen it up. Okay, and again, when you loosen it up, it just untightens this piece here. slide this out. Okay. You can leave this on just really loosely. And then you can go ahead and get a larger tip, as you can see. Okay. And slide that in there. The nozzle that slides in, it almost looks like a spoon shape. It's soft and round, as opposed to the side that cuts. You can tell it's sharper. So you're gonna slide that into kind of, there's like a little happy face in here, right? So put the spoon into the little happy face and then make sure you tighten it. You don't wanna accidentally just start using it because now this is loose and wobbly and it could come out while you're using it and hurt you, okay? So you just wanna make sure it's nice and tight, okay? So that way it's in there nice and sturdy, okay? Now you're gonna continue cutting away from yourself and your hand, obviously, but we're going to clean out the negative area in here. And the beauty of doing this first is when you're cleaning it up, the white areas are already separated, okay, are already separated from the parts that you want to keep. So you're not going to like accidentally cut through them because you've already kind of carved out a template for yourself, okay? So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start carving out all of the white within the shell here, making sure that I'm kind of just working with that edge that I have. Okay, so when I come to the end, okay, rather than forcing it to continue going and accidentally cutting through a line that I want to keep, I'm going to remove it, okay, and I'm going to turn it around and I'm just going to hook it in, okay, and I'm just going to loosen it up and take that piece off. Okay, that way you don't accidentally run into a line that you want to keep. Okay, and then you're just going to keep on working. Nice and slow. Again, I'm not pushing down so that I'm tearing a hole through my lino block. I'm kind of gliding over the top of the surface and just peeling away a layer. All right, so this area is pretty much done. Okay. And now I'm going to go tackle the next bit of negative space. So I have this little piece in here that's white, okay, as well as the inside of his tail. So I'll go do that next. Okay, see how I could risk ripping through at this point? Right? It cut pretty deep and it's getting really close to the edge of my black line. I don't want to rip it because God forbid it's going to take this piece off and I want to keep that, right? I need that. So again, I'm just going to pause, turn it around, and then just kind of wiggle that piece off, going in the opposite direction, just cut it off. Okay, and then work with what you have left. It's really easy, again, to slide through a spot that you want to keep. So you want to work nice and slow. Okay, so I cleared out the inside of his tail. And I'm going to keep on going, again, making sure that I don't cut through any lines that I want to keep. I'm going to keep on clearing it out. And then obviously I'm going to clean out the exterior of the graphic as well. So all of this. And again, you can play around with the different tips. Some of them are a bit more like a shovel. Or actually, where is the larger one? But notice when I'm cleaning up the exterior, I'm still going with like kind of the general shape. Just moving around it alongside my initial cut. Okay, you wouldn't want to be cleaning up the outside like this, like working towards it, right? Because if you slip, you're going to cut through it this way, right? Makes sense to just flow alongside the edge and clean up as you go. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys the small one first. You can trace everything and then switch to the bigger blade and start cleaning out your nugget area.